Hi guys, I'm Serena. The day is March 13th, 2023, and today we're going to be talking about the Wheel of Fortune. So, the Wheel of Fortune is also known as the Fate card. Its main symbolism is the wheel, which represents the cyclical nature of life and its unchanging movement. The symbols of the wheel move up and down, round and round, and the wisdom of this card is that no one can escape the unpredictable change. The only thing that we can't expect is change. So it's important to recognize that the only part of the wheel unmoved by the turning point is the center, and the center point represents the eternal self. So the Wheel of Fortune signifies a change from one phase of life to the next. In astrology, the birth chart can remind us of the wheel because it's a circle and it's like a wheel that turns. So each planet has a designated house, which is only moved with time and the changing positions of the planets in relation to the Earth. And this can help us understand the Wheel of Fortune and its nature of uncontrollable change, because the different planets representing different energies in our lives only move through the different houses in divine timing. It is ideal for Mars to be in Aries because it is at home, but there's nothing we can do to persuade its movement. It is ideal for our sun sign to be experiencing a solar return because that means that the sun is in the correct house in our birth chart, but we have to wait 360 days each year. But other planets move more slowly, just like Saturn. It takes Saturn around 27 years to make a full rotation around the sun. Due to the nature of Saturn, this is just a little tangent. Due to the nature of Saturn as the great teacher, we see when people have learned the lessons of virtue and righteousness because Saturn rewards those people during their solar return. But on the other hand, if they choose to follow the path of evil or betrayal, especially to the self, Saturn, upon its return, brings those people to their knees, and they either learn the lessons or they don't, and their life continues to be hard. So Saturn is known as the Lord of Karma. He's kind of known as karma. It takes time between cause and effect for karma to take its course. So a key word for the card is helplessness. Especially reversed, it could indicate that you've lost control of a situation and suddenly find yourself back at a starting point. If this is the case, it is an indication to determine if the things that set you back could have been prevented. Think of this not as something unfortunate, but instead as a chance to redeem yourself with the wisdom you've gained through failure. This insight actually makes you a valuable asset to others who experience the same setback, if you are able to rise again and find your footing. The wheel indicates a possible transformation, and it's telling you to release expectation of control of the outcome and of the process. So do your best each day by following your intuition, values, and goals, and in doing so, you are protected against negative karma because you've done nothing to incite misfortune against yourself. It is an indication that you are in the process of learning something new. So the Wheel of Fortune astrologically is represented by the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of blessings, optimism, and generosity. So that is an indication that the Wheel of Fortune actually isn't an inherently negative card. It is, I would say, positive. I would say you're having positive change, but we'll continue on and you'll understand what I'm saying. So a suggestion is now is a time to prepare for miracles. So what does luck mean to you? Write this down. Take a sheet of paper and write everything that would prevent this from happening. Take a sheet of paper and write everything that would prevent you from experiencing this fortune. And fortune, we can think of that definition as a chance at luck. So what can you do so that favor can fortune you? An affirmation for this card is, I am ready for miracles to bless my life. A symbol that we can think of when we think of the Wheel of Fortune is the cauldron. So the cauldron is where the actual change takes place. we're thinking of like a spell or something, but it is like the great cauldron, the place where actual change takes place. So an affirmation or a word of wisdom from the cauldron would be, give it time, something is still cooking. When we experience difficult beginnings in our life, if we keep pushing forward and working to move forward, what manifests is our ability to experience a complete rebirth and establish or reconnect with our life path. Many people believe that we are sent to earth for a reason, and trials and tribulations we experience allow us to gain the wisdom we need in this lifetime to achieve our purpose. So the Wheel of Fortune is an indication that despite the perceived misfortunes of an event, even the collective, needed to experience that point in time for us to move forward and upward in evolution. The cauldron represents the mystical nature in which this evolution takes place. Going back to karma, when we experience the negative effects of bad karma, that allows the slate to be cleaned and wisdom to be gained so that we can make more loving and well-informed decisions in the future and experience positive karma. All this comes in due time, which is why the wheel resembles a clock. Again, this is why if we've been making decisions fueled by love, we are protected by this time. So another keyword for the card could be protection. The element that is represented, that the Wheel of Fortune represents, is fire, because the Wheel of Fortune is actually like an energy or an action or a phenomenon like fire. So this is just a little tidbit that came to me as I was doing the research for this. So it's called prayer as a form of manifestation. Prayer is something that's done daily, nightly, during times of change or times of stress. So having faith allows us to believe that we're being heard by angels, the divine, God, Jesus, whatever you want to believe. And practicing gratefulness through mindfulness or prayer allows us to feel we are appreciative, and this in turn allows us to feel peacefulness. In turn, we make decisions to maintain this peace. So by doing so, we are in good moral standing with God. So when we pray regularly, not only for support but to give thanks, we are able to release anxiety by leaning further into faith, which has been established in the past, and that expectation of God to hear prayers and to help those who help themselves, even through simply praying, acts as an ultimate form of manifestation. There is no manifestation without the presence of God. Sometimes there is no manifestation with the presence of God because we are not all-knowing or all-encompassing. We are not in possession of the divine's will or plan. All manifestation techniques are a form of prayer. We cannot believe in the power of manifestation without the recognition of a higher power. I don't know what that means, but that's what I wrote down. I mean, I know what it means, obviously. It means what it means, but I don't know how that's in relation to the Wheel of Fortune. It just kind of came to me as I was doing this. So if that means anything to you. Manifestation to me is like a phenomenon. It's like helping the wheel to move forward. I've heard before that magic isn't enforcing your will upon the universe or upon other people. It's actually just helping things to move forward and to move where they're eventually going to end up, but just in a more efficient way. So in regards to love, the Wheel of Fortune could represent a chance encounter with a new love interest. It could indicate good luck in regards to love, good change in regards to a relationship that's already established. It could represent a proposal or marriage, and it also represents the ups and downs of a relationship. So love, just like life, requires positive input to create positive output. It's karma. It's just the same. It's the same principle. How can you help fortune favor you in love? What can you do to make your relationship more fruitful? Probably practicing gratefulness and practicing patience. So in career, it could be a change for the better, even if it's in disguise. So for me personally, I thought I was gonna start working at this restaurant, and I was gonna do part-time, and I was gonna make friends and express my confidence and all that. But what ended up happening was, I don't know, there was a problem with their system, and they needed me to sign all these papers, and I tried to, but then the system was messed up on my end, and they were gonna call me back, but they just haven't. So that day that I was supposed to start working, I actually started doing DoorDash, and since then, I think I've made more money than I would have made working at the restaurant, and I am in control of my own hours, so have that freedom. I still have the ability to listen to like podcasts and audiobooks, which is what I liked about my job at Amazon. But I'm not working 10-hour days. I'm working like 4-hour days and still making like a decent amount of money. And yeah, if I don't feel like going to work, I don't have to go to work. So like I said, in career, it's a change for the better. So it is a change that I'm experiencing, like going and doing this thing that I wasn't expecting I was gonna do, and like, but ultimately, like, I feel a lot of freedom in this change. So it could also be an indication of an advancement in your career. So if you're looking to have a promotion or expecting a promotion or in hopes of a promotion, it could be an indication of that. And it's an indication of achievement coming faster than expected because the wheels are turning at this time. So in your personal life, it could be an indication of new chapters open to create something worth being grateful for. Reversed, the card could mean blocked movement, moving forward. It's an indication that life is seemingly hard, but the upright position of the card's message remains unchanged by the reversal. It's just an indication that you might feel stuck, or whoever you're reading for might feel that way, which we need to reiterate that like things are always changing. Nothing is permanent. And just like the sun's promise, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but the sun setting is a promise that it will rise again, because that is that's the cosmic order. Yeah, that's the cosmic order of the things. The sun rises and the sun sets. So the sun setting is actually a promise that the sun will rise again. And the sun is like a clock, right? Like a wheel. It actually controls our time. So if you're going through a dark period at this time, it's just a reminder that all things have its time. And just like the birth chart, we can't force things to happen. Like, there are different aspects and different planets that indicate love, like Venus. And if Venus and Jupiter are conjunct, that would indicate successful blessings in your love relationship, right? Or in loving relationships in general, or success. But we can't force Jupiter and Venus to become conjunct. It's just something that happens naturally and that we have absolutely no control over. None of us. No matter how hard you manifest, it's just something that has to take its course as it moves on its own. So, yeah, I was a little bit nervous when I pulled the Wheel of Fortune. I felt like maybe it was going to be a bad card, but I think as long as you are acting out of love and spreading the divine's will, which is love and light, that karma is in motion at this time to bring you the rewards that you have reaped through your past action. And that time is going to move as it... I can't believe that he's doing that right now, man. He's just going poop. That's what that sound was. So, sorry. Anyway, that's the Wheel of Fortune. Hope you enjoyed this. Hi, baby. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you probably tomorrow.